Hey, Roaring. Jeg har en turf and in Tom's penis.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SEN Live. It's the Schmodown Entertainment Network. I'm Kristian Harloff, and I'm pumped for today's show for a great many things. It's going to be a lot of fun here today. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday, May 21st, the year of our Lord, 2020. Which means the Lord's been having some fun with us, I think. Well, welcome back, everyone. It is that time of the day, Brett. We're going to have a fun. Oh, look at you, nice and blurry. You stoned? You didn't do shit,
man.
You didn't do shit. There you go.
It's tough because my
Much
hand
better.
gets in
Look
there.
at you. How do you do that? How do you shave your head like that, and it starts to come in like a wonderful mohawk already, and it just blends in with your shirt. Look at you.
Well, the worst part is I've realized that I do not have a widow's peak anymore. I do have a receding hairline.
But it works for you.
Yeah, it's all right.
It really does.
I was worried about my head shape because I hadn't done
good.
this since college, so I don't know what sort of atrocities have happened.
It's not an atrocity. I'm telling you, you're looking good there, buddy. And as much as I like you and your dome looks good, I'm kind of tired of you, to be honest with you.
I know, right?
I see you all the time, and I get a chance. I got to see this young man yesterday because the Star Wars tourney begun, but I got two of these animals now. Look at these two guys.
Woo.
Look at them. Mark Reilly, Mark Ellis. Girls, how are you?
Hi. Good to be here, Kristian.
Nice to have you, Mark.
Yeah.
Ellis?
Hey, you messed up my name, Kristian. My name is Mark Edward Ellis. I do not respond to simply Mark Ellis.
Look at her. How about that?
And I am Mark Edward Reilly, so please don't refer to me either as Mark Edward Reilly.
I got all of us here now, too, which is what I'm happy about. It's
And happy birthday to Riley. I'm sorry I wasn't able to be on his live stream to present him this in person, but
I told you, a lot of people were wondering.
your birthday present is right here, and it's waiting for you. Whenever you want to come, get your ALF cards. These are all yours.
Can't wait for the ALF cards and to eat the gum.
Nice.
That's probably much what the gum will do to me.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
The old gum will just tear right through you. Boys,
I couldn't be there because I didn't realize what day it was. I'm sorry. This is how every day starts for me, or every evening. It's like,
emails are dated for a reason.
hey, kids, you ready for Taco Tuesday? It's Wednesday, Dad. Fuck off.
it's about right.
That's pretty much every day.
It's about right. Well, look, we're gonna have a pretty good show today because not only did the big news, and it dropped during the middle of our show yesterday. We did our greatest, what we thought the greatest TV shows and your favorite TV shows of all time, and you guys chimed in, and you're going to continue to do that today. But in the middle of all that, we got the big news about the Snyder Cut. It's happening. Ellis is going nuts, and it's going to happen. People are talking about it, for a long time. There was a lot of questions of whether it was going to happen, whether it was. Some people didn't think it was even a thing. But it clearly is. Snyder's been talking about it for a while. The stars have been talking about it for a while. The fans certainly have been talking about it for a while. So I'm going to start with Reilly here. Mark, this news came in. There was kind of this buildup, though, that it was going to happen. And over the last couple of days, it was like, okay, look, it seems like something is going to go down here. Did you think it was finally going to happen for the last couple of days?
Yeah, when he announced the Man of Steel screening on Vero, there were two things. I went, okay, that was something interesting. And then there was the chatter with our colleagues that I started to see, oh, it's real. They were doing these vague tweets. And I'm like, okay, it's going to happen. I think that it just was time. Everybody was talking. Jason Momoa was talking about it again. I think the groundswell of support was so much. And then when Zack Snyder said he actually had a cut, I started to believe. I started to be like, wait a minute, this thing could actually happen. And here we are. And look at what he said. Everybody's home on the pandemic. Post houses are losing work right now because nothing's filming. So he actually said this is the perfect time to do it. He needs 20-30 million to complete post-production. Here we go. He could start farming it out. People are working. This is great.
Well, so Ellis, you hear the news, and again, we've been hearing about this thing forever about what it is. For the first part of it is, were you surprised at all? Because the fans have been calling for this thing for a long time, and it finally happens. What do you think?
Well, I wasn't as surprised as all the parents are this morning, waking up to check their credit card statement to see that their kids bought HBOMax yesterday.
That's true.
I think that it's not, I wouldn't say it's expected, because for a long time you could really make the argument that, it's nice that Snyder and the cast are kind of teasing us with this other cut, just because it's always nice to say, well, wait until you see my version. It's better than what you got. And
right.
We're like, well, yeah, of course it is. And now you actually have to do something. Now you actually have to show us exactly what your cut is. So I just look forward to the day when it comes out that, Snyder or somebody is like, well, it wasn't exactly the way that I was able to do it because of these restrictions and this. So I think all this comes with an asterisk, but am I going to watch it? Yes, I am going to watch the cut because it wasn't exactly the way that I was able to do it because of these restrictions and this.
Got you twice. There you go. Sorry, buddy. Keep going.
I'm the one guy that actually liked Justice League for what it was, and I had a good time with it. So look, if I'm Zack Snyder, that extra $30 million, it's all going into more Batman scenes and more of Danny Elfman's 1989 theme and more of John Williams' 1978 Superman theme being injected into the movie.
Well, I mean, look, this is a question, though, I think, overall, where we even talked about it.
I think that...
You talked about it yesterday. You don't know what's going on. But
I know what's going on. I was just going to agree with Mark. I did enjoy the film as well. I wasn't, because I'm not in it, so I did think it. So I wonder how this will be better than what I already thought was pretty decent, and I didn't hate it. So
see, I didn't like it.
Better. It's going to be much better.
I think so, too. I didn't like what they did, because you can clearly tell that it was one set of people who said, well, that's not the movie that we want. And then there was another guy who said, well, that's my movie is this. And then the unfortunate news of kind of what happened with him in his personal life, that he had to go and deal, obviously, with the tragic situation that happened in his life. So he left the project. But what they did was they brought in Joss Whedon, who they wanted to get. Well, he did Avengers, so I guess that we'll make this like the Avengers, and we'll make it less dark, and we'll make it a little lighter and a little more fun. It just didn't work. And now the big question is, the mustache has to be gone now, right? The mustache cut. That's kind of they gotta, like, that's, I guess that's the bigger question, is what do you attempt to do in this? What do you see? How do they do this, Mark? Is this is Reilly, I guess? So is this do they start off with none of those scenes? No, the mustache scenes. There is no. I mean, gone. But like the mustache cut, like everything that he cut, all the stuff with Joss Whedon that he shot is going to be gone, right?
Gone.
Yeah,
gone. And did you see Henry Cavill trolling all of us wearing a mustache during the announcement that Snyder did during Man of Steel watch through? Henry Cavill joins. Yep, got a mustache. He's the best.
Funny. That's pretty
so anyways.
But he still had a mustache when they're filming, so we're all still going to be looking.
Did he? Wait. No, that's the question.
No, he filmed with Snyder. Then he went to Mission Impossible, grew the mustache.
He didn't have a mustache when he shot with Snyder.
He didn't have a mustache when he was filming with Snyder?
No, I think he had the mustache when he was shooting with the reshoots.
Black suit
this is
Superman.
Great news.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to see black suit Superman. We're going to see a lot of new footage.
Right.
This is going to be, I think this is going to look completely different than Joss Whedon
With
version.
them talking a 6-episode event, how long in total do you think his cut will be? It must be massive. Or is he going to include Whedon footage to pad it out?
No, I don't think there's going to be any Whedon footage in it. I think that's why. Otherwise, it's not the Snyder Cut. I think this is going to be the movie that he intended. Like Mike Reilly said, we're going to get the version that he intended
Lawrence
to put
Lease
out there.
donated $20. Great match yesterday. Great decision making. Hey Reilly, can we hear the Forrest Gump?
Do you do a Forrest Gump impression, Reilly? I can give you some music. Hold on, I'll give you some music.
I've been playing Friday the 13th on PlayStation 4 now because there's nothing to do anymore in the world. So, but Jason's mom talks to Jason the whole time. So it's like almost like Forrest Gump could be killing for his mama.
Here.
Oh, I go over here now, Mama. You told me to go kill the counselors. I go over here now, walk over the water. From that day on, if I was going somewhere, I was swimming. I go over here now, make sure that he's got magic legs. He in the wheelchair. I go over here, kill him, put the machete in his face.
It's really good.
It's fun.
It's good. It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Jason as Friday the 13th. Jason as Forrest Gump. You got yourself some magic.
I like it. I like it. We'll get back to this cut, though. I think that's one thing. By the way, guys, you guys absolutely have, as you can see, you can put in the Schmobots, streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. We want to hear all your favorite TV shows and conversations. And by the way, Mark Ellis has been plowing through The Sopranos, so we're going to talk to him a little bit about that in just a second. But if you want to say anything about the Snyder Cut as we're talking about it here, please, you can also do that. Streamlabs.com/the Schmodown. You want to interrupt us and put in the Schmobot, go ahead and do so. But getting back to that, they asked how long do we think that the actual cut will be? I think it's going to be about 2:45. I think the cut will be around 2:45 because the Batman v Superman was about 2.5 hours.
They said almost 4 hours.
Really? They said 4 hours?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So that they are thinking about making it a
two-parter.
He's going to cut it into cliffhanger kind of episodes.
Like Kill Bill?
Could be, yeah. Or we might get 4 hours. I mean, they're kind of going through everything and seeing what they got. Yeah.
Well, that's I hate to go against movie theaters because it feels like you're piling on and bullying them, but this is the advantage of just having your product come out on a streaming service. Is because you don't have to worry about a time constraint.
Nope.
You don't have to worry about how many showings can you squeeze into one day or how many theaters can you get it playing into. Everybody at home, as long as HBOMax has the server capacity to handle us all, which they obviously will, then we can go watch this stuff. I think it'll be at least 3. I think fans are going to be disappointed if it's only 3 hours.
No, I think you're right. Because you can watch it just because of that point, Ellis, is that you have 4 hours that you have the pause button. So basically you can make it a 4-night event if you wanted to. And you go, look, I'm going to watch it for an hour a night for 4 nights. And I'm going to treat it like a TV show and watch it 4 nights. And it's like you can do it that way. And I think that is the big benefit of streaming if you wanted to do it that way. Or you could just kind of geek out and say, look, shit, I'm going to start watching this fucker at 6 o'clock and I'll be done by 10. Or I'm doing it on my hours because that's the time. You want to start pushing 10 o'clock, I'm sleeping.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's, I think you're right. I think you probably get a really massive cut. And it makes sense. And this is the other thing, though. The marketing.
Brandon Buck donated $20. In Snyder's Justice League, all I want is the removal of all scenes of Cavill's mustache and Junkie XL's score.
Yeah, so
Junkie XL score, yeah.
They want the Junkie XL score? Or
it feels like they want more Junkie XL. They just don't want the stash.
He's bringing back Junkie XL as well.
Okay. Who did the score? Who did the score in the other version?
Danny Elfman.
Oh, Elfman.
Danny
okay.
Elfman came
I don't
back
know what all the trouble is. I mean, Cesar Romero didn't shave his mustache to play the Joker. I don't know why everybody's up in the air about this.
He didn't. Yeah, you're right. He didn't. But that is.
Boom! Movie trivia, motherfucker!
It's actually that's actually TV trivia.
If you've done your research, you know that television show.
Anyway, so it's man, that's crazy. It's a crazy. I
don't know how I feel about what Reilly was talking about, the blackface Superman. I don't know if that's
black suit.
Okay. I didn't know that would have been. That's not good. I was gonna say don't put that in the Snyder Cut.
That's a whole nother direction.
Black suit. Very different.
Suit.
Yeah, black suit. So no, but this is the thing. This was a very smart marketing move of what Zack Snyder has done over the last course of 2 years. It's a very smart move.
Has he just been plotting this? Has it been?
Of course he has, because I bet you that the studio had no intent of ever releasing this thing. Mm-hmm. And then that at some point there's one smart fucking businessman inside of there that goes, guys, wake up. Like
it's the 2-year mark.
It's like it's like wake up. We're getting all this free marketing from this thing here. We own it. We can put it out. We can put it out on HBOMax.
Yeah.
Do you know how long this has been going on? The article on Hollywood Reporter is fantastic. Toby Emmerich of Warner Brothers, 2-year anniversary of this thing, of Justice League, when everybody was tweeting it out, like Affleck and Gal Gadot, and everybody was saying release the Snyder Cut. The next day, that's when Toby Emmerich called Snyder's agent and went,
smart.
Hey, you want to come over and talk about how we can do this?
You got to strike when the iron's hot. I mean, you look at how passionate people get about this cut. I mean, there's people that really, really want to see this version of this movie. And I'll be honest, I'm starting to really become one of them, because I did not like what they did with Justice League. I really enjoyed the Batman v Superman director's cut when it came out. Didn't love the movie so much when I saw it in the theater, really enjoyed the director's cut. Thought it was too long and probably understood why they had to cut it in that aspect. But when I watched it, the movie made more sense. So I think that going back to Ellis's point, had that movie come out on a streaming service, probably would have loved it and understood why it was that long. It's another reason why you can get away with The Irishman being 12 days long. And I love that movie. But this is a movie that, like you said, 4 hours. To actually see it make sense and to see all the stuff that we saw during Comic-Con when we saw those trailers and to see the angle of what happens when Bruce Wayne actually goes to reach out to Arthur and all these different things that are happening. I'm pretty pumped. I'm pretty pumped about it now, to be completely honest with you guys.
All right, if I gave you the option, right? I'm going to do the old Mark Ellis puts you in a movie theater and you got to go into one theater. If I give you can go see the Snyder Cut, or you can go see a documentary about the making of Justice League from the beginning with all parties being interviewed, and it's a well put together doc. Which one are you going to?
The Snyder Cut.
Snyder Cut.
Yeah.
I want to see the drama behind the scenes, man.
Dude, I want to.
That's the juicy stuff.
Because this is what you have to look at here. If this movie, this 3 or 4 hour movie, turns out to be like an incredible movie that the fans really, really respond to, and it connects to those other movies that were put out before it, then there's a way that this is something different. This is something now where Warner Brothers can start to piece together this, whatever it's called, the DCEU or whatever it might be. They can start where they left off. They can pick up where they left off. That's exactly right. Because if
Man of Steel 2, man, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm hoping.
If it plays,
Snyder comes back for Man of Steel 2 because it plays so well.
I'm telling you, if it plays,
give it to me.
Yeah, that people are going to want to, because of that reason alone. Mark Reilly, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
If it plays, people enjoy it. People are like, oh wait, this makes sense. You know the support that this thing is going to get. I mean, look at already the reaction that it got. It was like that scene at the end of Return of the Jedi when the statue falls and everybody's losing their minds. It's like finally they got it. And it's like they knocked over the Warner Brothers tower and because this is another thing. This is another question. It's like the precedent. It's like. The fans, you have to really, I mean, yes, it was Snyder kind of tweeting it out and the stars coming out to help, but the fans made this happen. The fans made it happen. The fans made it happen. Now, it could be a good thing. It could be a dangerous thing.
How many average Joes care about this, though? Are these really loud? A small group
donated $25. Hey, Haring, I agree with other comments on wanting to see his film trilogy play out.
Yeah, it's to answer your question, Brett. It's a big group now, way big. I think it started as like a small kind of like really group of passionate fans that wanted to see it, but now it's turned into something bigger because when you have people like Momoa and Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck or people whoever talking about it carries over.
Kristian, were you referring to Return of the King?
No, Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi?
Yeah.
When the statue falls?
Yeah.
In the special
have you ever seen your favorite movie?
I don't subscribe to the special edition of Return of the Jedi. There's no tower there's no statue that ever fell. We blew up the Death Star and we partied. And speaking of Return of the Jedi, I do want to congratulate Sheridan on booking the role as Captain Rex.
That's what I heard.
What, do you look like Rex?
Yeah.
He kind of does.
If I had gray beard,
right?
right?
In that one, I guess.
Yeah.
Look, a couple super chats that came in real quick. I want to make sure because today they're registering. Yesterday they didn't, but today it does. I don't understand. Will Flagler III. Today is the 40th anniversary of the greatest Star Wars movie of all time, Empire Strikes Back. Also my 49th birthday. We're going to talk. We'll talk about Empire. Aaron Hubbard. Could this revive Snyder's original 5-film plan, perhaps all exclusively on HBOMax? Yes, it could. Yes, it could. If it plays the way that I believe that it will on HBOMax, I believe that it could absolutely start. You could start to see movies made the same way that they're making like Mandalorian and things specifically for Disney Plus. I believe this could kickstart some DC stuff on HBOMax.
Well, here, let me ask you this, because allegedly this Justice League is part one of a 2-part series, right? It's supposed to end on a cliffhanger. Supposed to end introducing Darkseid, looking down at the Justice League with them realizing that the heroes lose. So could we see Justice League 2 because this does so well?
Yes.
But that would have to go in theaters.
If you were Zack Snyder, there's no way that you're making this cut and you're just closing the book at the end of the movie. You want to leave this open because the fans have gotten you this far. So why not push all your chips to the center of the table and say, okay, here's my cut. Yeah. Here's this loose ending that can definitely be continued. Y'all have at it and let me know when it's time for me to make my next move.
David Wilson donated $20. The only issue I can see with continuing where that Sue left off is what about Affleck and Matt Reeves' Batman? I don't see Batfleck returning and don't see Matt Reeves being forced to connect. I'm all about Man of Steel too, though.
You're not wrong. Now look, here there's the two parts. The one tricky part is exactly what you nailed, and that's the Affleck part of it. There's always a chance for renegotiations and things of that nature. And imagine if the success of the Snyder Cut, if it does, again, what I believe that it will do, then there's a possibility. They say, hey, Ben, listen, we want to do these movies. How about 2 or 3 movies specifically, whether it's for the theater or for Max or whatever, or just a couple of cameos. Come on back. It's possible. Maybe unlikely, but possible. The other thing, as far as the connecting to the Matt Reeves thing, doesn't need to.
Nah.
This is what I think DC has done very well. Now remember, DC started off, it was a little rough. They have, I think, found their moves. They made some moves with the executives, and they changed things around. And they have a really good structure. And they have a thing where you can do one-offs like the Joker, and you can do things where it plays in. I mean, even Shazam, which ties into the overall. I mean, they mentioned Superman. I mean, there's Superman tie-ins and Batman and stuff, but it doesn't like rely on it. And I think that's what they can do. And then they can have this other side where it connects all the way through. So I think that they have found their rhythm, and I don't think they're going to mess with it. But Reilly, do you disagree with that?
No, I agree with all that. To all your points, we now have Batman's going to take place back whenever, or it could take place wherever. And now it's like, if we get a Justice League 2, if this thing does well and they decide to continue on, and we get Man of Steel 2 with Cavill, and Ben Affleck comes back for a movie as grizzled old Batman while Robert Pattinson is doing his thing as new Batman.
Right.
The fans are winning. We're all winning then. And guess who is winning as well? Warner Brothers. We're going to go watch that shit.
Yeah.
We're going to go watch another Ben Affleck movie and a Robert Pattinson
Hotel
movie.
Nerd donated $20. If this is a hit, do we go back to Sue? Jeff Snyder point about this being a dangerous path to go down by other directors demanding director cuts. I'm sorry, but this is a unique situation as he had to step away due to tragedy and being so close to the end.
Snyder's not wrong in thinking that it's a dangerous step if it starts a trend, but you're also correct where this is a unique situation. It's a unique situation, and yes, obviously what happened to him tragically, the clear, you can tell that movie is just it's you can't. That's why it was never really fair for anyone. For anybody to say, okay, that this is Snyder's fault, this movie, because it clearly wasn't, because it wasn't he had a vision for the movie, he couldn't continue it, and they brought in somebody else to do it, and those two styles don't work. Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon styles together do not work.
I don't see what's dangerous about it. Like,
I say what he's saying, Snyder, is, so let's say now somebody else makes a movie, and they don't like the way that the studio made them cut it. Then they can start telling the fans, we want the, I just, first name I think of, we want the Matthew Vaughn cut. Mm-hmm. We want the Scorsese cut. Scorsese, what's it going to be, 27 hours? We want the, we want all the, because that's what, there's just demand now.
But no, I understand, but what's the problem with that? Like, who cares if I'm a director and a studio butchered my movie, then I would want some sort of retribution, or I at least want the fans to say, hey, give Mark a shot to release the movie he wanted to make.
But here's
Hollywood do not have the power that a Zack Snyder has. Like, if Chris Nolan made a movie and the studio butchered it, do you think Chris Nolan is just going to be like, that's cool, I'll get him next time? No, I think it's fine. I don't see.
No, I think. Well, look at something like American History X, right? So that director did not like that movie at all. I think that movie's near perfect, right? Didn't like it. Didn't like the way they cut it. Didn't like a lot of stuff. It took his name off the project.
Wow.
So you look at another example, right? Is Oliver Hirschbiegel did the Invasion movie.
Oh, right.
That
and
movie
brought in
a bunch of people.
McTeague.
Yeah, but dude, that movie, and I worked on that movie, because Oliver Hirschbiegel had done Downfall, which is a brilliant movie, and it's that classic scene that everybody sees when they redo Hitler's dialogue for any time he's mad and doesn't realize that something just happened, and they you remember, like, what, it happens a million times over. That's from Downfall, but that movie was so brilliant. They brought him in. His movie of Invasion was so fucking dull and so boring, and it became less about that really cool sci-fi element and just became this snooze fest, and he wanted to do it his particular way, and they had to bring in McTeague, they had to bring in people to do reshoots and try to get something out of that movie, and it still was terrible. If you would have gotten, if you were like, oh, you want to see the Hirschbiegel cut of Invasion, you could either use that or NyQuil to fall asleep. Either one would be fine. And that's the dangerous part about it. But this is a unique situation.
But it's still, like, I think a director, if they have the wherewithal, I'm not saying the studio needs to get involved and, like, say, no, we're not going to spend more money on this. This is a weird situation that the studio is giving Zack Snyder $30 million to finish this movie. It's like, if I made a movie and I wasn't happy with it, it's not like a studio's going to give me $30 million to do, okay, Mark, sorry, we messed up. Here's your $30 million. That's where
you're right.
Situation that's comparable to this, other than maybe Star Wars. And the only problem that I think fans have with Star Wars, it's not that the new versions are what are canon so much as we can't find the old versions anywhere. I don't care what's canon. I don't care who shot first, but I would like to have available to me on Disney Plus the original ending of Return of the Jedi, as well as the special edition.
It's a good example, but the difference is, though, it's the director that doesn't want it out on that one. You know, it's the director that doesn't want it out. But Ellis,
the opposite.
It's the opposite. But Ellis, going off your point, though, which is a great point, it's like this is also different where you look at it as a studio, and it took 2 years for them to, or maybe a little less, to figure it out. There's money to be made with this cut. There's no money to be made with a Hirschbiegel.
Say, well, which cut of Superman 2 do you prefer? Like,
that's true. There's money.
Don't throw the word dangerous around. Like, oh, somebody's going to get injured. Like, it's going to be fine.
Pat,
so right.
Pat,
Come on, Mark.
I know. Pat Deary says, do we get Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter as General Darkseid, Black Suit Superman with beard? Do we see all these things?
Yes.
So Martian Manhunter was supposed to be in this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's
the character that's in there. I can't remember his name. He's the general in Man of Steel.
Yeah. So by the way, this was never really made public, though, right? Because Snyder was actually fired, but they used the tragedy to cover up him getting fired because Joss Whedon was working on the film prior to the tragedy happening. I don't know if that's ever.
Can donated $20. Excited for this, but let's be clear. WB wouldn't be doing this if there wasn't
100%.
money to be made from it.
100%.
Regardless of the fan outcry, this is a business decision with the goal of getting subscribers to HBO Max.
First and foremost.
WB knows the future of streaming.
First and foremost, they will play it as if they were listening to the fans and listening to everything too, but it is all you hit the nail on the head,
and it's a dangerous move.
You guys laugh. This is a true story. I was crossing the street yesterday, and I got hit by a director making his own cut of them.
That's good. So I don't know. Again, YouTube's a fucker, man, because they still it's not registering all the way. So I'm going through the comments here to find all the super chats. But yeah, I mean, it's a big topic, man. Aaron Hubbard talks about the 5-film plan. Emilio Benavides, whatever happened to the 2 directors getting final cut? Well, not all directors get final cut.
Not all, yeah.
That's put inside of contracts. Yeah. Jesus Ortiz, Joe Manganiello posted that his original Deathstroke post-credit scene will be in the film. That's crazy. Also, live action Darkseid, excuse me. Finally. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that people are going to be pretty pumped about this thing. I mean, I
always want to say Darkseid too, and that speaks to what a douche and a villain that guy is. Like, what an evil bastard to spell his name like that.
Wrong. I know, it's true.
Yeah, right.
I don't know why he did that to me. Last super chat over here, we got Ryan C. I think Cavill's appearance on that live stream makes me think there's more being discussed for after the Snyder Cut. Fingers crossed for Man of Steel 2. I agree with you. I think you're absolutely right. I think you're absolutely right.
You know what I want to see? I want to see the Joss Whedon cut, but I want to have Snyder do a director's commentary on the Whedon.
Dude, please, can we see that? You know, he's never seen it. That's what he said. Snyder's like, I've never seen the movie.
He's never seen.
Probably hurt,
Oh, really?
yeah. He said he's never seen it. It probably hurt too bad.
I guess so, but wouldn't you want to? I mean, well, why would he have to watch it? I guess
you got to go see it now, though. I think you got to watch it now just to know what he went for, so you can.
How do you know yours is better if you didn't see it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why does he need to watch that movie? I was going to say the same thing, Riley. I was going to say, like, maybe you want to see it to compare, but it's like, no, but if he doesn't, if he has all the
myself in a corner with that one, it's like, why does he?
Why does he need to see it? If it's not his movie and it's not the movie he wanted to make, they're like, okay, hey, we edited it this way. He's like, yeah, but I don't need you to edit it. I'm going to edit it my way. I shot all the stuff I want, and I'll use the stuff I want to use.
Plus, have you seen the movie? It's really bad.
Yeah, I wonder though. The only reason I would say, maybe he has access to all the other footage if he wanted to use some of that other footage they shot. But I mean, he'd pretty much shot his movie the way he wanted it all the way through, right?
I thought that's what it seemed like. So much of it.
Yeah, that they didn't like.
That's what the confusing part. I mean, there was the confusing part of, is there actually a cut? This kind of proved that there's not an actual cut because he needs 20 to 30 million to make it, right? But he had an assembly cut. So
an assembly cut. That's still a cut, but yes, that's what people
still a cut. But he's got to finish. You don't necessarily want to see.
No, he's got an idea for a finished product.
Now that's a dangerous move there, because what if this is shit? I mean, this hype, all this everything. What if this turns out to be better?
But here's why it's definitely going to be better, no matter what, because you can tell how choppy and how the movie doesn't really make sense. It just kind of scenes just kind of blend together, and it's like four different movies happening at the same time. It doesn't make sense. This movie, very similarly to when, again, watching the Batman v Superman extended cut. I remember watching that extended cut, going, okay, now I understand why that cut so much better. It makes so much more sense, and so I think that's exactly what you're going to see here. Now you have to go into this movie understanding there's going to be a darker version. This is what he wanted to do. From rumors is that's what Warner Brothers didn't like. So whether you believe the rumors or not, whether he was fired or not, the rumors were that because it was too dark and they wanted to bring Joss Whedon to make it lighter. But I don't know, and none of that stuff was really confirmed. I don't believe. Breed X says General Swanwick is John Jones. I don't know. What is that?
Yeah, John Jones is Martian Manhunter.
John Jones, the fighter?
John Jones, no, it's like J apostrophe ONN.
Oh,
and it's like Martian Manhunter.
Oh, that's his name.
I was thinking the UFC fighter.
I was too.
Awesome.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, GSP was in MCU. Chapstick cereal. Okay. I don't know about the Snyder Cut, but the Snyder's pretzels are delicious. All right, good for you.
It's true.
And the honey mustard ones,
really
they're like coated with honey mustard. Yeah. I would eat those.
Yeah. Aaron Hubbard.
Oh,
we lost them.
What?
I gotta get them back in. I'll bring them back in a second. We lost them. Can you text Riley and Ellis? Let them know that we're.
Yeah.
I think you gotta. The way that this works is you gotta update this stupid thing.
You have the upgraded version, right?
No, I don't believe so.
Oh, that's the problem.
That's the problem. Yeah. Just let these guys know. So I'll do this. I'm going to bring them back in. We're having a good discussion here, guys. I'm pretty excited about it. So let's just do that. Get rid of it. I'm going to have to bring these two characters back in just a moment. All right. So I'm going to go back to us, my good friend, and I'm going to start I'm going to make sure that we have these guys coming back in and join us. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so this is the new one. I'm going to invite Riley and Ellis.
I'm going to have to borrow that Batman v Superman extended version because I remember we watched it and you said, "Oh, you watched the extended version, right?" I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't realize that existed."
Yeah, the extended.
I'm going to grab some stuff off your shelf today.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
maybe
with gloved hands.
Okay, fine. Can you let them know I just?
I did.
It.
Yeah, they said okay.
So they should come back in here and.
Come on back, guys.
Come on back in. Sorry about that, everybody. I don't know. It's just the Zoom thing's still working pretty well.
Yeah.
So just gotta figure that out.
We're zooming it up.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys, while you're out there waiting for these guys to come back in, you got a little time on your hands, hit that like button.
Yes.
Or Kristian will play the fart noise for the rest of the show. It will be an entire show of. good of that. And
Here they come. They're coming back. They're coming
that's
back
the
in.
quinoa I ate last night.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, boys. Let's
see.
Let's do this. Got to turn your mics back on, if you please.
You know,
Oh,
you
look.
got some nerve.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Sorry about that, boys.
I like your
I
new
am
setup, Ellis. It looks a little more jazzy, the background.
I got a jazzy background, and yesterday, just because I was messing around with my mic and couldn't get it to work before the Schmodown, I didn't get a chance to do the lighting. But I was telling the boys off camera, I'm thrilled with this. This might be the best lighting I've ever had.
Yeah.
So now I'm ready to do all the Schmodowns. And going back to that compliment before about our movie trivia Schmodown, the first one live on Twitch yesterday was
great,
no
guys.
greater compliment than somebody saying, "Hey, great decision making yesterday." That's what we like to hear
I know.
around the Schmodown.
Yeah,
It was a good match.
It was
great.
It was a really good match, and
So much fun.
yeah, and I'm glad. I mean, we'll discuss a little bit more about everything that kind of went down.
You can close your curtain a little bit more, but that's just nitpicky.
Why? Doesn't that add a little bit of like ambiance?
No, your backlight is always bad. A lot of people, what drives me crazy is I get on something that's not bad, but some people have a full window behind them. Let's see. I can't see you yet. Oh, see, it blows it out. Oh, now maybe a little. Yeah, they're perfect. Maybe throw up a little pink infuser, behind it. That's great, Mark. You're doing a great job.
Douglas Johnson donated
Feel good about
$20. Way to go, you dumb dicks.
Thank you.
The Schmobot rarely gets a giggle out of me, but that was a good one.
But here it
Way to
is.
go, you dumb dicks.
Here it is,
from
Mark.
Doug.
That was Dwain. He says, "Way to go, you dumb dicks." But somebody like Pussy Lover 69 will say, "You guys have helped me through a lot of rough times, and you're really helping me. And I've started a fund for kids with cancer."
Yeah, right.
It's like-
Sorry, let me get back to the super just here. Aaron Hubbard, Mark, no commentary. Let's just get his 2-hour what the F reaction.
That's pretty much what it would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
It really would.
It would just be hear him puking into a bucket for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think that's all right. That's everything on that side. But
Okay, well that's Batman. That's
Here's
Batman.
yeah, so just once again, everybody. So I think that this is going to be something big. This is going to be something big.
This just in from Ben Goddard. Do they need to study the Snyder Cut for inner geekdom?
Yes.
Yes.
right now.
Okay.
I mean, is that
On
will
on
that
question,
come up?
I mean,
When
isn't
it happens,
when
yes.
it
I know we gotta
happens,
move
yes.
on. Did this news to any of you guys? Did this sell you on HBO Max? Were you
Yes.
already going to get HBO Max?
No, it 100% sold me on it. 100%. I like I said, I want to see this movie. I want to see what it is. You can tell there's some really cool stuff that's not. I have talked about it. Man of Steel is one of my favorite, if not my favorite, DC movie that they made. Probably Joker. I'm talking DCEU. If you look at it, it would be Man of Steel.
Same.
So Man of Steel, I thought was done very well, and I want to see what he does with this and how he connects it and how it ties in, because I just watching that movie Justice League. It's just like, what? Why would you? What is this movie?
Hey, I'm sold. I'll take your codes to get into HBO Max. I'm not gonna, fight it. I won't fight it at all. Yeah. Is that available? Yeah, as a separate thing, or is that? I mean, this is what drives me crazy. Is like, I got a Roku. Can I get it on my Roku, or can I?
I think so.
Oh yeah, I think. Well, the other question, I guess, is what everyone's talking about. It's like if you have HBO Go, are you going to be able? Can you cancel that and get HBO Max?
Switch over to the.
Yeah,
right.
I think you can upgrade it starting May 27th or whatever, whenever HBO Max. Oh yeah, there it is. And look, Batman's on the ad. I have it on my TV, streaming May 27th.
Oh, nice.
What is streaming May 27th?
Batman
HBO
is?
Max.
Oh,
Not the Snyder Cut. Everybody relax.
Ryan C says, give me 6 episodes, DC events on HBO Max instead of movies any day. Yeah, I think that's probably what they're going to start.
It's pretty fun.
I think that's what they're going to start to try to do, man. That's what they should try to do. They should try to take a, they want to compete. They want HBO Max wants to compete with the Netflix, and now obviously Disney Plus has been doing pretty well now, and the things that they're doing.
Wago521 donated $25.
Thank you.
Hey Raring. The Man of Steel watch along was really cool too. To hear Zach talk about his sketches and his thoughts on filming, etc.
Yeah, I'll tell you which watch along I am going to be today. Do you know what watch along's going down, Riley and Ellis? Rocky with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, is he doing a watch along?
It's on Facebook
That's
today
a
at
good
4
one.
p.m.
I remember this was time when it was.
Okay, well, so the first time that Rocky and Adrian make out, is he just going to be silent and be like, "Yeah, this isn't appropriate today"?
No, you're talking about the scene that Simone brings up in the right with the when he's got his
he
hands
just
up.
like doesn't let her leave.
He's like, you ain't leaving. he's like, she's like, well, I don't, get in that corner. I'm gonna use my dominance.
Masochism.
She like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Adrian.
She Polly, sister.
She in Rocky Balboa, she could not get in that grave fast enough.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The Prince that wasn't promised. You can sign up for $11.99 a month, $14.99 a month after it launches.
That's a pretty
I
penny.
pay that now. So I have the HBO app. I don't know if it's Go or Now, but I pay $14.99 a month.
So you get anything.
Oh, that's not bad.
You basically get the same shit with it.
I have the app. I just can't log into it.
What are you, an imbecile?
I got apps for everything. I just don't have the login.
That's fair.
Yeah, they have an app for that.
Yeah. Nice, Riley.
If you need this password.
Like a pirating.
Yeah. Anyway.
Pirating this stuff.
Also, if you guys want to talk about that, if there's anything else that, I mean, we covered it pretty deep here on the Snyder Cut. It's been a big story in our space overall, and it's not over yet. There's gonna be more news and everything too. But I think this was definitely
Mark_Jason_Ali donated $20. Hey Haring, the only thing I didn't like about Man of Steel was that I got bored with how many boss battles there were at the end. I should not be bored by action. And I don't agree with Compea that it's a masterpiece. It's good, but not a masterpiece.
I don't think it's a masterpiece. But I think at the end of the, I mean, masterpiece is something I think in our space it gets thrown around way too often.
Yeah, especially with Compea.
I'm
saying I love the way this.
The way
the
that
robot
says Compea.
Compea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I'm talking.
Riley_Todd donated $20. Hello Kristian, I was the old producer of the Let's Ready podcast and I had to cancel for company reasons and because it was not working together, and I have a feel you are pissed off on me. Please explain if you are, please.
I'm not mad. Dude, it has nothing to do with me. I just like that show, and the guy said that they wanted to start doing the show again. I really wanted to listen to the show, and I tried to watch old episodes, and it was gone. So I just suggested to them to start their own show and call it Let's Get Ready to Schmodown, and they did, and I promoted it. Look, your business is your business, man. I got nothing to do with that.
Whoa,
So,
Kristian, back off, man.
Yeah.
it's a dangerous road we're going.
Yeah.
No. But Wiley, I got no beef with you. I don't really know you that much, my man. So nope.
Kristian,
no beef.
easy. Pump
I know.
the brakes.
I know.
He's just a
Unbelievable.
kid.
Unbelievable. But I will be honest. I got to plug that show again. Let's Get Ready to Schmodown is on. You got to search that show out. It's really good. They got Shannon Barney coming on. And they've had some good interviews. It's become that the call to action show. Brandon Hanna, by the way, last night. Did you guys see Brandon Hanna? He had on.
Smets?
Dude, it was so good. Brandon Hanna had on Smets, and then Kaiser came on. Smets got so mad at Brandon Hanna, he hung up on him and left. It was
That's amazing.
Wait, aren't they roommates?
No, they're not roommates. They're friends. But
I'm going to the other room.
Not anymore, dude. It was great. Smets told him, Brandon Hanna pissed him off so much that Smets said to him, look, I want you to win the tournament now because then I'm going to play you and retire you.
Wow.
So I would highly recommend going to Brandon Hanna's channel and watching that episode. It's incredible. David
Spicy.
Yeah, David McCullough. What's up, peeps? I'm meaning to ask you guys this. I know that you're all into some heavy music. Mm-hmm. Have any of you listened to the band Galactic Empire? They play Star Wars metal covers. So good. I haven't. Riley, have you ever heard of these guys?
No.
It sounds right up Ellis's wagon there.
They're incredible. And they don't just do Star Wars tunes, I don't think, but a lot of it is like predicated upon Star Wars music and like that John Williams feel in a metal setting.
Nice.
And it's like, if you ever seen Metallica, will occasionally do the Imperial March during their concerts.
Yeah.
It's a lot more like that, and it's awesome.
I got to check that out. Nate Drake.
Hotel Nerd donated $20.
Hey.
So a few thoughts on Sue. I like most, but the ending with the bright flashes gives me a migraine every time. Grant Gustin should have always been cast as Flash in movieverse over Ezra Miller.
I agree.
Batman film should have been before BBS.
I agree with you on that. That was one thing that, even though I had just basically said the opposite, where they connect things differently and they have different universes and they have different movies that they could play, and it's fine. I thought at the time when they cast Flash that they should have also cast the kid from the show, because he was getting a lot of buzz. People loved him. I thought it could tie in really well to it, and they could bring some more buzz to their actual television show. So
especially Flash. I think he can time travel. He can
I think
he can
Ezra
run so fast. And
well, I think Ezra Miller is a great actor. I really do. I think he's a good actor. I just prefer Grant's Flash over his, and I think that would have tied in the two mediums actually really well. So this is from Nate Drake. Am I the only one who enjoyed Justice League? I had a lot of fun with it, but I do want to see the Snyder Cut. The theatrical release of BVS was really bad, though. So you're not the only one, because I got two people here who liked it.
Yeah.
Ellis liked it, and Brett liked it. So no, there are people who liked it for sure.
It's nice to not be the only one that likes something. Finally,
yeah, that's true. Reilly and I were not on that page.
Did you hate it? I'm sorry, though.
Which movie in the United States grossed more money, Justice League or Solo: A Star Wars Story?
Justice League.
Trash Panda donated $20.
You're correct.
Can we get drunk Kristian, drunk Brett, angry Reilly, and Brett's cat all storming into Mark Ellis' home, each needing to take a dump?
Maybe at the end of the show.
Brett's cat.
Jesus.
Where did that come up?
That was deep. I don't know,
Brett, do you do a kitty character now?
Or is that like is that a correction?
I don't know, but whatever it was that was one.
Meow 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 Brett, meow Brett.
That one was bizarre. I'm gonna check Dark Horizons real quick. We'll get to that impression hopefully at the end.
I'm doing two characters.
Well,
the kitty cat now.
I want to see if there's any. I want to see if there's any other news here. ESPN plans Tom Brady's docu-series Arena. Did you hear this, Ellis?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when you see the hubbub around The Last Dance, the Michael Jordan documentary, the next logical team, unfortunately for some people, Kristian, to do something like that on would be the Patriots, and this might be the start, because you're not going to have a full documentary about the Patriots dynasty for another at least 5-10 years down the road, but a Tom Brady documentary is probably close to what you got with The Last Dance.
All right, before we move on, I just got to let you know that you don't want to scream, you don't want to yell when you're shaving your nuts. You don't want to do that, because everybody you've been down that road before. You don't want to do it, and I didn't like cutting myself when I was shaving the boys, and I did not know. I knew nothing about Manscaped, and guess what? Now I know a lot about Manscaped, and I'm happy that I do know about Manscaped. Look, you get a chance now, because they're a thing of the past, these accidents. There's no more cuts. There's no more nicks with the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. It's the third generation trimmer featuring advanced skin-safe technology, so you keep them nice and smooth. Keep your balls nice and smooth, everybody. That is the theme of the day. The Manscaped engineering team spent 18 months perfecting the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created, and it just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0. I've told you it's premium. We know it's premium. The battery itself lasts up to 90 minutes, so you can take a longer shave. You want to shave your balls for 90 minutes, do it, and let the English see you do it. One of the coolest features is the LED light, which illuminates grooming areas for a closer and more precise trimming. And do not forget about the charging stand. You got to show off that bad boy loud and proud, because this intelligently designed stand, it's a rapid charging dock. It's powered by USB. We've gotten testimonials from all of you telling you how much it has changed, and you thought even it was funny hearing us talk about the balls getting shaved and this too, but you were going to try it out, and you did, and now you're very excited about it, and it's been working out, and your significant others are happy about that, and I'm happy that they're happy for you. You got to try it out for yourself if you haven't. You get 20% off, free shipping. You got to use the code SEN20 at manscaped.com, and your balls they're gonna be able to talk to you. They're gonna say thanks. You get 20% off, free shipping with the code SEN20 at manscaped.com. One more time, 20% off, free shipping at manscaped.com. Use SEN20, because your partner, your dick, and your balls are all gonna thank you. Thank you to Manscaped.
I don't know what I love more, the dick partner balls end or the chew it and do it? Like there's
Chew it and do it.
I mean, like
Have you done another one of those chew it and do it's recently?
I
Try that? Yeah. All right, we'll save that. We'll save that for when it's time. We'll save it for next time for Blue Chew.
I indeed chewed it and do it.
Okay, we got to talk about that. Anyway, so let's go back and over to some news before we move on over to the TV shows, because we have a lot of comments yesterday from. So for those who didn't tune in yesterday and are tuning in today, yesterday we did some of the greatest shows. And if you want to interrupt the show and put in a schmobot and tell us about your favorite shows of all time, what we suggest and what we would like is don't put in a schmobot that gives a list, because we're only going to be able to get to like one of those shows. Instead, give us one TV show, but tell us what you like about it. What was it? Did it, were there certain moments? Was there a character that resonated with you? Was there something as far as, you couldn't miss it? It changed your life? Like those types of things. Put that in the schmobot when you're putting them out there about your favorite shows. So you can go ahead and start doing that now, because we're going to start talking about it really, really soon here. So anything else, any big news? I don't think so. I mean, Esai Morales is joining Mission Impossible 7 and 8. I like that. I've been a fan of his since La Bamba, so that's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Dinklage and Momoa are going to reteam for a movie called Undead. I mean, those are the big. I mean, I think we hit the biggest story here today.
And they're playing. They're playing Dracula and Van Helsing.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah. Well, I know that one of them is Van Helsing. I don't know if Momoa is Dracula or not, but one of them is playing Van Helsing.
Wow, you would assume it's got to be Dinklage playing Van Helsing.
I would love.
Yeah, that's a good. I would love to see him as Van Helsing in that dichotomy of Dracula. Huge Momoa, that'd be great.
Yeah, you gotta assume that. Trash.
Did you see though that Tenet, a new Tenet trailer is coming out today, and I wonder if there's going to be a new release date attached to the end of it.
There has to be. There has to be. Okay, so Trash Panda says, not a correction. It really is Brett's cat. All right, that's fair.
Oh, really?
All right, well, we'll have to get to that in just a little bit.
We had to put her down when I was senior.
Douglas Johnson donated $20. How does Professor Crow feel about Manscaped?
She talked about it the other day.
Yeah.
Douglas, you got to go back. Douglas Johnson, I think it was, when was that? On Monday, maybe? Go back on Monday. Go listen to Monday's show. Professor Crow did the entire read for it. She's been a little under the weather lately. So, but her and her husband use that quite often. Maybe she's using the Blue Chew right now. She's probably the one taking the Blue Chew. But I'll tell you right now. All right, let's start with the TV shows here, because before we even get into the shows that you guys mentioned and the conversations that we're going to have with all the from the stuff yesterday we left off with Vanessa. Well,
yes.
Excuse me, Samantha. And we'll start with Samantha in just a bit. But I want to talk to Ellis, because Ellis has been watching The Sopranos. I've been trying to get Ellis to watch The Sopranos since he and I have been really hanging out.
I didn't know this. I didn't know he hadn't seen it. Yeah.
Well, he didn't watch it. I can't tell you how many times I told him, please check this out.
I got a bad feeling.
First of all, Mark, what was the reason that you decided that you were going to start watching it? They made you do it for work or something?
I had to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian, first of all, there's a pandemic going on.
Oh.
So I'm not going out as much as I used to, and you need stuff to like watch and binge and get excited about. So that, in concert with Rotten Tomatoes, wanted me to do a show called Versus for Rotten Tomatoes, where I get to match up two IPs and kind of have them go head to head in a variety of categories. They're like, well, what could compete with Breaking Bad, The Sopranos? And so I'm prepping for my Breaking Bad versus Sopranos. So I love the insight of the Knights of the Round Table here as to which show you think is better. I am currently finishing up season 2 of The Sopranos, and I really got to kick it into high gear this week to finish on time. So I am thoroughly engrossed.
Yeah.
More so than anything, I'm just hungry. That show makes me so
hungry. Dude, I bought the cookbook when I was watching that show, and I still have it.
Of course there's a cookbook.
I still have it. It's really good, Artibuco. So to answer your question, over how many seasons are The Sopranos? Is it 6?
6. It's 6, but the last one is kind of two
parts. I talked about this yesterday. It's in my top 5, but it doesn't hit my number 1. My number 1 is Breaking Bad. My number 2 is The Wire. My number 3 is The Sopranos. Those are my top 3 shows of all time. I think that where you're at right now, for me, 1, 2, and 3 are like if they just had 3 seasons and ended, I don't know if anything could have beaten The Sopranos. It's
wow.
Like it starts. Okay. It just 4, 5, and 6. They're good. they're good, and you start to follow them. But you said to me via text what I've been saying forever, and that is that Steven Van Zandt makes that show. He makes that.
He's so great, but I don't want to sell short Paulie Walnuts either. For some reason,
Walnuts cracks me up, dude.
For some reason, Paulie reminds me of Tom Dagnino so much.
Does he? Dude, when he walks, he's way more, but he's way more aggressive than Tom. Like some of the shit he says. But do you understand now, Mark? Like where we're doing that bit, like that's where that comes from. That Paulie Walnuts one. I was like, hey, you see what I did there?
Yeah.
You know what I says to him? What I says to him, Sil? What I says to him was, I said, shove it in your mother's ass. That's what I says to him. Like, repeats his jokes. It's so funny. Like,
it's hard to not talk like them after watching an
so
episode.
much. And Paulie does stuff. That's the thing that he's able to do. Paulie does stuff that is so despicable, but it's hilarious. He does something, and I can't remember what season it is, but he does something so horrible that you should not be laughing at. And I found myself giggling. I go, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, it was Paulie and the way that he was doing it. I'm like, I can't believe he's doing this. Chrissy is great. Like, but you're enjoying it though, Mark?
I am. I'm loving it. I think I love Edie Falco on it.
Yeah,
so
she's
much.
really good. Yeah,
she is so good. I love when her and Tony argue. It makes my day. I love Tony just like constantly at the fridge. Like whenever there's a problem, it's like, oh, let's have this bowl of meat. There's always food around for everyone.
Yep.
And I'm really getting invested in Furio, the dude who came over from Italy.
Furio's great.
He's awesome.
Great.
So Reilly and Sheridan, Breaking Bad or Sopranos, which way should I go?
I'm Breaking Bad guy all the way, but I have to say I've only seen 2 episodes of the first season of Sopranos because I wanted to start a binge of it, and we've only done 2, so I can't speak on Sopranos. I've heard nothing but amazing things, and it's one of those shows I got to see.
Well, somebody just mentioned there's an episode called Pine Barrens, which I think between Sopranos fans is arguably the best episode of all time, and that is I believe that's season 3, Pine Barrens.
I'd have to revisit.
There is an episode. The only episode that I do know how The Sopranos ends because I did watch it along with everybody else. I thought my TV was broken, and I thought it was good, but I don't really remember anything else in that episode.
And you also weren't emotionally attached all the way through. So yeah,
did not care about it at all. But I remember, I can't remember if it's season 2 or 3, but there is a scene when they're playing poker and David Lee Roth is playing poker with them. So that's what really got me into the show.
Dude, that is so good because that's another reason why I love Silvio so much, because Silvio, for the most part, he's like, Tone, a couple things. You got to calm down. He always does that stuff.
Yeah.
But there are moments when he loses his cool. And during that scene you're talking about, Mark, with the poker is how about I take the mozzarella and shove it up your sister's head? Screaming. It's so fucking funny. Like some of the shit, it's amazing. So I'm glad you're finally watching.
I couldn't pick right now because Sopranos has been a long time for me, and I just finished Breaking Bad recently.
It's hard recency bias.
Yeah, so I don't. Yeah, I could. That's a tough pick, Mark. I don't know.
This is coming from a Sopranos like hardcore fan. I think to me Breaking Bad's just a more consistent show over 5 seasons.
Can I ask y'all quickly, the people who've seen The Sopranos, are you super excited for this prequel that's coming out with Gandolfini's son?
Yes, because not only because of Gandolfini's son, because he's playing young Tony, which is cool, but because John Barenthal is playing his dad. That is perfect casting. He's Johnny Soprano. That is awesome casting. David Mikula says Penny Dreadful because of the characters, the acting, the story. It's all fantastic. It's so awesome how they were able to weave so many classic novels together. I was bummed with the final season, though. I never got a chance to watch Penny Dreadful. Anybody here watch that show?
I wanted to get into it. It's right up my alley, but
you never got a chance.
I'm more of a empty nest Golden Girls kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where B. Arthur Can Get It has been. I haven't seen him in a while.
Let me ask you this: what was the spin-off show for Barney Miller?
Not sure.
I think that went right into Maude.
Come on, somebody got it?
No, was there actually a spin-off show?
Abe Vigoda.
What was it?
Fish.
Oh,
nice. Look at you.
no.
Well, 2 points for you. Samantha Ramirez said, my favorite show is HBO Girls, and my best friend and I used to watch it live every Sunday night at my house. It is acted, directed, and written perfectly. It's funny, relatable, smart, romantic, and it gave us Adam Driver. Sorry, I'm
It's
too
true.
poor for the schmo. No, stop it.
Oh.
That's okay. But Office of Anthony here, the Schmobot is on. If you want to interrupt the show, and I don't know, yesterday, by the way, and I should say this is before we get into this, talking about shows on Twitch. Yesterday, we debuted our Star Wars tournament. Well, not the actual tournament yet, the play-in match. And I have to tell you, I thought we were going to have enough people go in there, and it was I was expecting, okay, maybe we'll bring, because there's people who are saying they don't want to use Twitch, and so I think maybe we'll do between 700 to maybe 800 people. There are almost 2,000 people watching the stream live, which was amazing. The match was really good. There was one little hiccup, but we made a decision right afterwards. Mark and I talked afterwards, came up with a decision, and once we're able to kind of talk about it, we'll explain a little bit more on that. But I will just say there is a clear cut. Well, I can't say that; it'll be a spoiler.
Yeah.
But there is in general. We were really, really happy. Both guys came to play. Great match.
Yeah.
And it is on the Twitch channel right now. So you guys can go over there. Go to twitch.tv/the Next week will be Laura Kelly representing Corruption, who really needs to win right now, versus the Den's Sean Sullivan. With Kate Mulligan's having a great year. But Mark Ellis, were you pretty happy with the way it all went down yesterday?
Not at all, Kristian. My director's cut of the match will be coming out on HBO Max in 2022. That's the one you want to watch. No, I was thrilled with it. I wouldn't even call it a hiccup necessarily. I think that the whole match flowed so smooth, and it was just a nice reminder as to how many great fans we have here, because like you said, they all showed up. But like, Twitch is easier to use. Like, people think Twitch, like, oh God, I don't play video games. How am I going to do it?
Right.
It's a super user-friendly format to just come and enjoy content, and that's what we were hoping people would show up. And it felt to me like it almost, in a weird way, had the energy of a live event, even though I was here in my apartment with a spectacular blazer and tie.
It was great.
And
it was great.
Molly made
looking good, man.
And it was a well-played match.
Well,
I was super impressed with both Ace and Josh and their knowledge. Like, you're talking about a play-in game, and like, you watch them in the NCAA tournament.
A lot of pressure too.
Neither one of these teams is going to make the finals. That actually happened recently in a play-in game, and I think it could happen in this too.
So I guess somebody's having
Well, yeah, Mark. I don't know. Can you pop him off and on? Would that be?
Let me.
Mark,
try.
You're getting a little
poppy for
little clicky.
Riley, can you say something for a second?
Yeah. No, that's better.
Hi.
Much
Can
better.
you hear me? How are you doing?
Yeah. Well, no. Let me.
Poppy here?
Well, yeah. It's that. No, it's a microphone. It's
Wiggle your cord.
It's Mark's microphone. It happened. This is the same thing that happened before.
This is not the same thing that happened yesterday.
Not yesterday.
No.
But it happened like a couple of weeks
And guys,
back.
I want to say to the fans, while they're working all this out, trying to get this all together, give them as much shit as possible and make this really hard on them. That's what I want to give them really shitty notes.
Yeah, so
I think it really is the time.
No, it might be actually
just lay into them.
Lay into them and don't forgive them for trying to figure out something in this world.
Looks like we're all popping. It seems like.
Oh, great!
In the
really?
chat, the audio keeps clipping. People are saying.
I heard that. I think it's
Don't throw me under the bus, okay?
I guess when we're all talking at the same time is when it happens. But let's try.
This is what happens, Ellis, when you don't show up on birthday streams.
That's weird.
Look,
saying.
I'm
Karma's
not a
bitch.
birthday celebrator, okay?
You are not, and I love that so much about you, Ellis.
I don't have any
strive
disdain
for it.
birthdays, but it's like, once you become an adult, unless it's a landmark year, who gives a shit? Nothing against you, Riley. I love you.
God, this thing, it was a speed bump my week. It's like I went, what was that? Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
Anyway,
Do Kristian and I pop?
No, it's more. It's when we all talk at the same time. But it's like
Kristian was the first one I heard popping.
It's Zoom. It's just Zoom. It's
Zoom.
The whole thing. I'm not sure. Well, let me see. You know what we'll do then? We talk to you guys about both these things. Maybe what we'll do here. 11:05. Mark, Ellis has to go. You got to head out anyway. It's 11.
Oh shit! Yeah.
All right. So Mark's got to go in. So maybe so Ellis will jump out. Maybe we keep Riley on and see if we can work with this.
That's your solution for all your problems, isn't it, Mark? Just get rid of me.
Yep.
Yeah, you're Mark though, not me.
Nicolaj
No, I was talking to Riley.
donated $20.
I'm done with you.
Good afternoon,
yeah, that's fine.
everyone.
It's doing it.
Yesterday,
You can do your famous
recommended
Irish
the
goodbye.
animated classic monster, the Brett and Kristian.
See y'all. Love
Would
you
you
guys.
guys mind telling the Marks about it, or shall I resubmit a
Ellis.
Streamlab to tell them myself? God bless all you guys.
I will text Mark that one right now. It's Monster.
Yeah. So let me see, Reilly. So I can see you now.
Yeah.
Let me see.
You can
maybe
see me?
Yeah, maybe that helped. I think that helped now.
Yeah, actually, it helped in my ear.
Oh.
I don't know what it's on your
It's
end.
still popping a little bit.
Can you pop him off and on, or is that
Let
a
me
pain in
see.
the ass?
Let me see. Let me try. I'll put you over
Call
here.
you back.
No, I think we're all right. Let me see.
You can call me back.
It sounds a little better. Let's try. Maybe it's finally registering that we don't have two people on anymore.
Maybe it knows that Mark is gone and
Maybe
not
it's gone.
ruining everything.
It'll help. Oh God, got to stay with. I see. So you're gonna get kicked off in 10 minutes anyway. So let's talk about, and I'll bring you back in if we have to. All right. It seems like it's a lot better now. Hopefully. All right, Reilly.
Look at that. That's a nice shot.
It looks
there.
good there, right?
Yeah.
It looks a lot better. Okay. I think it's because we had too many people.
What you
on.
eating, Mark?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
What am I eating? I'm eating my gum. That's what I'm eating.
Well, now you're popping again. I'm tired of this. All right, let's get to. We're going to go back on over. We thank you to Samantha. Corey Cameron, I love Better Call Saul because you see the transformation of Jimmy by him not caring about the consequences of his actions until it's too late. You see him Breaking Bad in his own way. It also shows a backstory to a lot of other minor characters from Breaking Bad. Reilly, do you watch Better Call Saul?
Yeah, man, it's one of those I missed too. I started watching it and then fell off, so I got to start watching because I hear it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm hearing really great things about it in general. You know what, Reilly? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start a new meeting and bring in maybe that fixes it.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, we're gonna end Reilly here. Hopefully that helps us out.
All right. So while we're talking now,
Yeah.
to see if people are, if we're still popping, or
I don't think we're popping anymore. I mean, because when the popping happen, we can hear it.
Yeah.
So it should be fine for everybody right now. I think everybody's fine at the moment. So I mean I assume it's okay. So
It's pretty smooth up until then.
Yes,
I think
yeah. So it was good. I mean, we just lost. I'm gonna try one more meeting, and we're gonna see if we can get Reilly. It's still popping now.
Oh.
Wait, what?
What?
How are we still popping? That's concerning then. Still clipping.
Still clipping.
Oh, then let me try this. Hold on, because I don't hear anything. Let's try that. It's still popping. All right, here we go. You're gonna hear nothing for a second.
Oh.